We have new details tonight about a double homicide that happened in North Spokane. Tonight, we break down how it all happened.
Clouds return tomorrow, setting the stage for a chance of mountain snow and valley rain this weekend.
And a shocking sight on I-90 this morning as a man hitches a ride on the back of an ambulance. What we know coming up. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We start with a wild story. Take a look at your screen. This is KREM 2 exclusive video showing a person clinging to the back of an AMR ambulance on I-90 in Spokane this morning. Today, our Regan Gallo took that video to law enforcement to find out more about the situation.
Well, one person appears to be catching a wild and dangerous ride on an American Medical Response ambulance. This all happened on eastbound I-90 near Altamont in Freya.
Person jumped on the back of the ambulance and now refusing to get off the ambulance.
That's a dispatch call from about 4 a.m. this morning. While still dark outside, an individual was seen clinging to the back of an AMR ambulance on I-90. In this video, KREM 2 News captured, drivers on the freeway can be seen flashing their lights and honking to signal to the AMR driver that someone was back there. But then minutes later, another dispatch says no one was seen on the back of the ambulance.
They said they never saw anybody on the back. They were just going as precautionary.
A spokesperson from the American Medical Response tells us this is an extremely rare incident. They confirmed in a statement someone was on the back of the vehicle, saying, upon becoming aware, our crew immediately pulled over safely and notified our dispatch center as soon as possible. Washington State Patrol was contacted and the individual left before they arrived. During this blink and you'll miss it highway spectacle, AMR says no patient was inside the vehicle at the time. They say if a patient had been inside, they would have continued care while pulling over. At this time, Washington State Patrol tells us they do not know who this mystery rider is.
Coming up at 6, I dig into how this is not the first time Spokane has seen someone hitch a ride on the freeway. For now, I'm reporting in Spokane, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Now to a live look at the U.S. Capitol. Today, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to eliminate tariffs on Canada. President Donald Trump recently threatened to impose a 100% tariff on goods imported from Canada over that country's proposed trade deal with China. Washington Representative Dan Newhouse was one of 6 Republicans who joined Democrats by voting in favor of ending the tariffs. He said in a statement today, quote, "While I understand the president's approach to utilize tariffs as leverage to secure more trade deals, the fact of the matter remains that tariffs on Canada have harmed Washingtonians," end quote. The Senate will need to vote on this resolution next. Today, the House also passed a new voting bill called the Save America Act. It requires proof of citizenship, like a passport or birth certificate, to register. Voters would also need photo ID to cast ballots. Republicans support it, saying it ensures election security, while Democrats argue it could block millions from voting. The vote was 218 to 213, with one Democrat joining Republicans. The bill now heads to the Senate, but its future there remains uncertain. A jury found a Boundary County woman accused of sexually abusing 2 children guilty on 2 counts of lewd conduct with a minor under 16 years old. A jury returned those 2 guilty verdicts against 51-year-old Catherine Cowell. Her husband, Richard Cowell III, pleaded guilty to similar charges in July. Cowell and her husband were arrested last year at their home, which also operated as an unlicensed daycare center in Naples. And we are tracking new information about last week's double homicide at a North Spokane apartment. Newly released search warrant documents are providing some new details about what happened. KREM 2's Christian Garza has been going through those documents today. He joins us live tonight with what they reveal about the case. Christian?
Well, over 40 documents were recently filed with things like eyewitness accounts inside the apartment. The documents show that 6 people were inside at the time of the shooting, including a child.
We're getting a new call stating that 2 males ran into their apartment with ski masks on, and apparently 2 people were shot.
Documents say everything started around 11:30 at night on February 4th. Witnesses told Spokane police they saw 2 men walk into the apartment with what appeared to be bandanas over their faces. Multiple people say the 2 started to fight with the initial person of interest almost immediately.
2 male victims, pretty obvious to each other.
The two men identified by the Spokane medical examiner as Isaac Tucker and Derek Alford were later shot and killed.
413. So far we have 3 shells and 1 casing.
The medical examiner says both died from gunshot wounds. Documents say a person of interest at the time was fighting with one of the masked men about a bag. All 3 men ended up fighting over an object under a blanket, which was believed to be a gun when it went off.
So far we have 1 caller or complaint calling this in, stating that in the last 5 minutes they think they heard several gunshots coming from an apartment.
At around 9 a.m. that morning, police took that third person into custody. Documents say his apartment is just feet away from where the shooting happened. Officers found him with head injuries and took him to a nearby hospital. He was later released, though, after police got new information throughout the day. We are choosing not to name him because he was not officially charged for the shooting.
In the days following the shooting, police told the public that this was an isolated incident and there was no threat. Now, we have since asked the Spokane Police Department more questions surrounding the case. They responded saying that the Major Crimes Unit is still investigating and that more information will be released when warranted. In the newsroom, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
All right, Christian, thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break from the headlines and talk weather now with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Lagoud joining us in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, a beautiful day across the region today.
Downright gorgeous. Tomorrow, a little cloudier. Right now we sit in the 40s, pretty widespread, mid 40s for just about everyone. Sandpoint, you've already fallen back into the 30s, and we are all going to get cold again tonight. We have clouds moving in, but those clouds are pretty far away. All the way up still in Canada and off the coast. Haven't even moved into Seattle just yet, and that means we have plenty of time for our temperatures to drop overnight. They are going to. Watch how this all plays out. Clouds move in, but timing-wise, not until right before the sun comes up. To me, that says we are going to drop all the way back down to near freezing. Most of us will be below freezing by the time the sun comes up tomorrow. And then with cloud cover overhead, it becomes exceptionally difficult for us to warm up throughout the day. Clouds stick around through Friday before rain and mountain snow return Friday night. Looks to start around 8 p.m. or so and then persist overnight, leaving behind a decent amount of it by the time the sun comes up Saturday. Should be a pretty good day up in the mountains, but for now, let's talk the next couple of days. 44 tomorrow and mostly cloudy. It's a chilly morning again tomorrow. Friday, rain returns late, keeps temperatures in the low 40s, and that's about where we stay all weekend long.
All right, sounds good. Jeremy will check back in with you later in the broadcast tonight. Coming up next, we take you to the Capitol where things got heated as AG Pam Bondi testified in front of Congress on the recently released Epstein files. And a bit later, we dive into a fungus that is spreading across hospitals and nursing homes all across the nation. Stay with us. We're back after a quick break.